And then he was like, oh, okay, thank God I can actually finally say this. He said, I can finally say this. Not I can say this. Finally. Like he been waiting to open his goddamn mouth. He proceeded to go on a 2-minute tangent about how attractive he found me. Like, yo, at that moment, you should just go to the police station, okay? Just turn yourself in, dummy. Yo, I have a plushie available for purchase right now. If you guys want to grab one, they're only here for a limited time. So make sure to check the first link in the description. So I've been on the internet since I stopped doing stuff with them, like with my face, since I was like, I think 15 or 14. People saw my face. The amount of people in my DMs being creepy and sending me like unwanted advances was 3 times more frequent before I turned 18. The second, and I mean the second I turned 18, dropped off significantly. Like, I'm so serious. Literally after I quit, because when I turned 18, I applied to my old job, okay? Got in. And then from that hiatus, like those people that were being weird kind of screwed off. But then I thought, oh, after I leave my old job and go back to doing my normal face cam stuff, I'm going to get probably more weird DMs because I'm going to be more relevant. No. I'm getting less now than I was then. But back then it was always like these like married old ass men like saying the most heinous to me, bro. The most heinous. Nowadays, it's like some girl being like, my friend kind of thinks you're cute. Here's her Instagram. Or it's like some parasocial texting me in like, you know, like Chinese for like, you know, and updating me about, you know, the sip of water they just took. And I can't read it. Or someone sending me their grocery list, like 2 eggs. Yo, those y'all that send grocery lists are insane, bro. Because, yo, let's be serious. You don't think I'm going to see it, but when I do, I'm like, bro. Like, you couldn't use the Notes app. The Notes app wasn't around for that. Like, but then also what would happen is, okay, so when I was like a minor on the Twitch television, I had a really odd demographic of like low-key creepy older men that watch me. I'm not gonna lie, okay? It was like younger girls or like really older men that were like into me, okay? So they were either like gay or bisexual, right? Like, I mean, them being gay or bisexual is irrelevant to the conversation, but they were into me in that way. So clearly they weren't straight, right? And a lot of the reason I think that was the case is because everyone thought I was gay by the way I like spoke and acted, right? And whether I am or not is irrelevant too. But I think I'm just saying it's correlation, right? In my opinion. It got so bad at one point. I remember when I was streaming, I eventually at one point had these like some creepy-ish viewers. And at the time I was kind of too dumb to know how to deal with it. But they were like these older guys that would like be in my chat, say kind of weird things, or like be up people's ass in my Discord, trying to find out about me. And like, they're all banned and booked now. Okay. They're all like deleted, yeeted, defeated. Okay. They would just say weird stuff all the time. And like, they would also do stuff where they would like send you a ton of money, right? A ton of money so that you would feel guilty into like not responding to them. So they would send me like $200 to be like, why don't you add me on Discord? Or like $100. You know, why don't you do this? Or why don't you do that? And that's why when I got into my old job, I was so adamant on like, I don't care how much you pay me. I'm not doing anything if I don't want to do it. And I'm still that way. Like, you could send me $1,000. Be my friend. No. Thank you, though. Appreciate it. But no. I might word it a little bit nicer because you sent me $1,000. I'm like, oh, I really appreciate it. But like, you know, no. But like, now, if you send me like $100, be my friend. No. Not that I don't value your money, but that's not what I'm here for, right? But back then, I had like 15, 20 viewers. Yo, $100 to me was like crazy. I was still in high school. Like, I had no money. And they would kind of try to guilt you into it. And they would be very creepy. And I remember one year I was going to go to TwitchCon. And I talked about wanting to go to TwitchCon because I had like a Jackbox sponsored thing that I got at TwitchCon because I was a part of a Twitch team at the time. And I'm so serious. No, I'm so serious. I had some of these guys like DMing me in my chat, in my Discord, asking my mods, me, or other people like if my parents were going to TwitchCon with me. And they were only asking because Lord knows why, but it was not good. There's nothing positive. Why do you need to know if a 15-year-old's parents are going with him to TwitchCon? Why is that important to you? If you're just a viewer. And the previous year, I had some guy literally follow me around that I think might have watched me. And keep in mind, I was like no, listen, I want to reiterate at the time, I was not. I had on the best streaming day of my life with no host or raids, maybe 30 viewers, maybe 50. Like peak stream I've ever had was that much, okay? I had like no subs on YouTube at the time. My Quinn Benet channel had not even been started yet. I wasn't even going by Quinn Benet, okay? I was going by like Filmov. And I had some of the creepiest people. And I also was a part of a Twitch team at the time, okay? Now the Twitch team, everyone in the team was lovely. It was a lot. I was the only kid in the team. I applied, I got in, but I was the only minor on the team. No one in the team was weird, but there was someone on the team, the Twitch team, that had a friend. One of the people on my team who I have conflicting feelings towards. I've not spoken to them in 3-4 years. And there's a reason for it, okay? They have done nothing wrong to me. They allowed me to be in their community and they would host me and help me out when I was younger. It was a lady. She was nice. And she never did anything weird, right? But she had like a friend, a close friend of hers that was like, I think like at the time, late 20s. Now he's probably like 30 something. I think he's like 35 now, actually. I don't even know. I don't know. And I thought he was nice initially. And shit just got weird, bro. Weird. It got really weird. Okay. Keep in mind, I was still a minor at the time. He was like really like up my ass, like wanting to like hang out at these cons. And I was kind of like, now that I'm older, if there was a streamer that was a minor and they were like doing stuff and in a similar team to me, I would be nice to them and I would do like, I would maybe collab with them or whatever if they wanted and they were cool. But I would not be like buddy with them to the point where like I'm asking them at a con if they're there to like meet up and hang out, right? I just think that's like, now from an older perspective, I just think that's like something you shouldn't be doing solely because even if it does have innocent intentions, there's no way it's going to be perceived innocently by anyone else but you, right? Like you could literally not be planning anything, but just you should have the hindsight as someone like in their 30s to know, hey, it's going to be a little bit weird if I'm asking this like 16-year-old to hang out at TwitchCon and I'm 30. You know what I'm saying? Like that just sounds odd, right? It was very odd. Like they were very like just weird. And it was like they were kind of trying to like hang out and stuff. And it was like, it was a guy. And guess what? They liked guys. Meaning I was not off the questioning their intentions was like not something I could write off very easily. Cause it was like, I knew you were into like my same gender. So what do you really want with me being around all the time? And it just got weird. It got weird. And I really only was nice to him because I was friends with this other lady who was just a gem, right? Super nice, all that. And then eventually like I turned 18. I turned 18, okay? I turned 18. Keep in mind, at the time or like prior to this, before I started streaming, I was getting groomed by some like other streamer, okay? So this other streamer groomed me. Then I like finally am doing my own stuff and streaming. And then this guy comes along. And I remember one time after my stream, I was like, hey, I'll host him, you know? Because he had always been nice to me. I was like, I'll host him, you know? I'll host him. So I hosted his stream or I rated his stream or whatever. The first thing he says when I raid his stream in front of all of my viewers that I just sent into his stream was something along the lines of how I would taste good in like a explicit manner. And then stopped himself and asked, wait, is he 18 yet? Keep in mind, this guy had known me since I was like, or was in the same area as me since I was like 16, right? Since I was like 16. Buddy, for someone who's been up my ass since I was that young, you probably have it saved in your calendar the day I turned 18, okay? You probably had it in your Google Calendar. Quinn turns 18. My can extend past the current point it's at, okay? You probably had a reminder, a notification, an alert. You had that on your refrigerator, okay? You knew. And then my viewers, who like at the time were probably as young and as dumb as me, were like, yeah. And then he was like, oh, okay, thank God, I can actually finally say this. He said, I can finally say this. Not I can say this. Finally. Like he been waiting to open his goddamn mouth. Finally. He proceeded to go on a 2-minute tangent about how attractive he found me. Like, yo, at that moment, you should just go to the police station, okay? Just turn yourself in, dummy, all right? Just turn yourself in, okay? Like, you know, have Kendrick Lamar write a verse around you, you know, start hearing whap, 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 whap. Because at this point, you just admitting guilt, okay? Like, are you dumb? Like, there's no way you just publicly said that. There's no way you just publicly said that. There's no way. There's no way. And I was watching this at like 16 or no, sorry, not 16, at like 18. And I had turned 18 like 3 days prior. Just like relenting in like how disturbing this was. I was literally sitting there like, and like, I felt like my heart sank to my ass. Cause I was like, oh my God, this guy was low-key grooming me too. But like, he was definitely like, listen, he wasn't doing that good of a job, okay? Oh God, yo, listen, my man, you sucked at that. You sucked at that, okay? Whatever you wanted, you were terrible at getting it. Or maybe you were trying to do it where like, it wasn't like questionable legally or whatever, you could get away with it. But your approach was terrible, all right? Terrible, okay? I would give you an F on the grooming test, okay? You did awful. Thank God you did awful. But you did terrible, my man, okay? Like it was almost laughable how bad this attempt was. And literally, I remember I watched that and I literally like sat there and I was like, what do I do? Because this guy knew all these big streamers. I was kind of sitting there like knowing no one in the industry. And everyone I knew was like kind of connected to him in some way. And I was like, if I block him, it's going to be kind of weird, right? If I block him, it's going to be like weird. And so eventually I like remember I sat down. I think I joined a call with like Jay and Nick. And I think maybe Brandon was in there too at the time. I don't remember. Brandon is like my moderator now. And he's like an older guy. So like back then I was kind of asking him for advice. And I was like, is that weird? And everyone was like, what the f? Like not one person in that call was like, this is normal. They were all like, no, that is incredibly off. And so then I blocked him on like, I either unfollowed him or blocked him on like everything or something. And I was like, I'm never touching you again. And I've never interacted with him or any of his friends again, like since then. Like never. Like not once. Does he still stream? I don't know. If they do, like they get like 2 viewers, okay? Like, and like if there's one thing I learned being in the entertainment field for so long, because back then it was more of a hobby, it really can create an environment where people can just be really weird. Because like a business and friendship and streaming is like very blurred, okay, a lot of the times. And also like, especially when like there's kids in the scene, like I said, and looking back at it from my adult eyes, okay, and I'm like I've been an adult for like 4 years, okay, maybe. Not even full 4 years, 3 full years and like starting my 4th. Looking back now, and this dude was like 30 at the time. So he'd been an adult for like 12 years at this point. And I was like, you know, I just turned 18. And when he first met me, I was like 16. I realized like, damn, this is kind of weird. And I really put up with a lot of weird stuff like early on because I didn't know how weird it was. Like the way that this sort of stuff happens is like, it can be very subtle that like, it's not noticeable until you're like looking at it later. Like, damn, this is weird as like actually weird as Never told a mutual friend. I never told a mutual friend. I'm gonna be honest. I just have never spoken to them since. I didn't feel like I was worried to tell them because I felt like it would be kind of off because they were like besties with this person. And like, it was just, I don't know. I just didn't feel, I just like wanted to just like move on. Even at 15, I knew that was disgusting. Yeah, no, but it was like I said, he was very subtle about it. But it was once I turned 18 and like the curtains were peeled back of his intentions that I was like, holy crap. I connected all the dots in my head. Beep, boop, beep, boop. And I was like, this is weird. After that, I think I stopped streaming, not because of the situation. I just realized it like wasn't as worth it for me in terms of like monetary gain. Like my streams weren't getting any viewers and I was like, YouTube is the move. So I moved to YouTube and then I just kind of stopped talking to everyone like in those settings. I think this guy only knew, anyone only knew about this guy because of the one lady that was on my team with them. But yeah, it was so weird. I was like, this is weird.